Ready? All right.
There you go. Grandmama, when it's fall and it's getting chilly, what do we want for supper?
Tuna chowder.
Yes.
And if you have never had it, let me tell you something. You are fixing to find out just how good it is. You can use it. You can use salmon or you can use tuna. Today I'm using tuna. I have made it with salmon, but
I love the tuna since you made this dish up.
Yeah.
I just love it.
We like the tuna. All right. And this is just going to be like for 2 people, but you can double it. Because I'm all the time, a lot of my subscribers are saying it's just 1 or it's just 2. All of your recipes are big. Well, this one is not. This one can be like for 1 or 2 people. And you can double it, you can triple it.
And it's done in almost no time, isn't it?
It's so simple and so easy. This is about 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to start out with that, and I may add this other. And in mine, I'm making mine low carb load, glycemic load, low glycemic load, gluten-free. This is radishes. If you want potatoes in yours, cut up a few potatoes. You can use potatoes. And I'm also using cannellini beans, white beans. A cannellini bean is just a white kidney bean. They taste kind of like boiled peanuts to me. I love them. But I'm only using half a cup, and they are low glycemic load. So they do not spike your insulin. All right. I have got some of my radishes chopped up. This is a half a cup of radishes. And now my onions, I'm going to chop them just like I did my radishes because I want them chopped kind of fine, and I don't want to have to do it by hand. So I'm going to use my little chopper here, and this has got lots of onions in it. I guess I need to measure the onions. It may be a cup of onion. We'll see when I get through. I'm not sure because I make different amounts every time I make it pretty much.
It's not down.
When I put too much in it, those blades, it takes it a minute. But once it gets caught up, it'll, I always put too much in it. I may have to take some out. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to take some out, but that's all right. Okay. All right. Now I'll put this back. It's chopped, but it's just not quite as fine as what I wanted. These are the strongest onions. Roy was peeling it a while ago, and he was even crying. Okay, y'all, wait a minute. I know what's wrong. All right. That is about a half a cup of onion. We want a lot of onions in it. Okay. I'm putting my half cup of radishes, my 1 cup of onions that I chopped. And I'm going to cook these for, I am going to put this other. So that was 1/2 stick or 1/4 cup of butter. And I'm going to cook these until my onions get translucent and my radishes get done. And the way these radishes are chopped, it won't take them long at all to cook. But I'll tell you what I want to do. I say that so much. I tell you what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 teaspoon of salt in here because that salt will help bring some of that water out of those onions. Okay. And I'm going to put this is 1 teaspoon, so I'm going to put about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper in there. And I didn't get my garlic out. I'm going to put a little garlic in it also. But I'm going to wait till my onions cook. So we've got 1 cup of onions, 1/2 cup of finely diced radishes. We've got 1/2 cup of my cannellini beans. We've got salt, pepper. I've got 3 cups of milk here. I've got now I'm putting the juice. I'm not draining these. I'm putting the juice in with my tuna. And this is tuna in water. It's a 12-ounce can. And I've got a little hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce here, that we are going to put in it. So I'm going to let these onions cook about 3 or 4 minutes, and so my radishes can get done. We'll do that. We're going to throw all this in the pan, and then we're not going to let it boil. We're just going to let it come up to a hard simmer, and then it's going to be ready to eat. I'm telling you, you can have this done in 15 and 20 minutes. So give me about 3 minutes, and then we're going to throw it all in this pan. Okay. See our onions and radishes? They've been cooking about 4 minutes. Oh yeah, now they can see. All right, they've been cooking about 4 minutes. Now I did not drain my tuna, so I'm going to put my 12-ounce can of tuna in there, and I'm going to cook my tuna for just a couple of minutes in with my onions, butter, salt, pepper, and radishes. Okay. You can leave some chunks in there if you want to.
Sure.
All right, that cooled it down a little bit. So I'm gonna let these cook a couple of minutes just to kind of get the tuna and the onions and the radishes all blended together. And when that happens, we're going to come back, add our beans and our milk, and we're going to be ready to go. Ready? Okay, 3 cups of milk. Now this is a chowder, but it's a thin chowder. And like I say, if you want to put potatoes in yours, dice them up really fine like I did the radishes, and they will cook in the same amount same amount of time that your onions will cook. Ooh. All right, that's good, but it doesn't have enough salt. So that was 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon. Now this is for 3 cups, so I'm giving you the recipe for 3 cups. If you want more tuna in yours, you like a lot of meat, add more tuna. All right, and I'm going to do a little bit more pepper. I did 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to do another 1/4 because pepper is so good in chowders. It's delicious in chowders. And I'm going to add some of my Louisiana hot sauce. And I know I haven't put my beans in yet. Now we're just going to do this dash, like a dash here and a dash there. So.
And you can add more if you need it.
You can add more, or you can leave it out. Don't put it in. Or you can use cayenne pepper. All right, I'm going to turn it up a bit. That is delicious. It still doesn't have quite enough salt. So I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon. So that's 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt. But now if you're watching your salt, don't put that much in it. But milk requires a good bit of salt. All right, I'm double dipping because ain't nobody going to eat it but me and Roy. Oh, that's good. Needs a little bit more hot sauce. All right.
She just wants enough hot sauce to make it threaten you, not burn you.
Not burn when it goes down, but be a little warm in your mouth. So, and I think I've just about got it to there. I'm going to put my beans in. Oh my.
If you mashed your beans, it
Wow.
would thicken that, wouldn't it, darling?
It would.
So you could do that if you wanted to.
Let me get a saucer. Yeah, I will mash a few of them. That was a good idea, honey. And I'll show you, because it's, all right. It's thin now. Of course, that's the way Roy and I like ours.
That's good.
Now, you do not even taste those radishes. You don't even know they're in there, but they do add substance.
And health.
And they're healthy. Okay. I've got a few beans right here that I had left. So that's about 1/4 of a cup.
And you can cut back on some of the milk if you want to.
Oh yeah, but it'll take that much for 2 people. That's just 3 cups. So, but these are soft beans. These are not like chickpeas. These are soft. These are more like navy beans or Great Northern beans. Matter of fact, they're a little softer than Great Northerns. This was a good idea, honey.
Well, potatoes
And
sort of,
thicken.
if you cook potatoes, they turn into
Yeah,
a
they
thicker
do.
soup, and you can do the same thing with the
You
beans.
don't have to use cornstarch or any other thing. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down because I do not want it to boil. You don't have to. Now this is about 1/4 of a cup. You don't have to add cornstarch or any other thickener in it if you like yours a little thicker. All right. I'm gonna taste of it before I add these other beans. I may not even add these beans since I put the mashed ones in there. Okay.
And that's only a glycemic load of about 3 to 4
That was
on the beans, on a 1/4 of a cup.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1/4 of a cup. A 1/2 cup would be about 6 on these beans.
All right,
So
that
you're
was
just,
1/4 of a cup.
and divided that by 4 servings, you're talking about a glycemic load of almost nothing. So you can put some more beans in if you want
I
to.
am. I'm putting another 1/4 cup. So that's a half. I had a 1/2 cup out. So I'm putting the whole 1/2 cup. I'm just mashing them.
Yep.
I'm not going to mash them all.
So you'll have about a
I
glycemic
mashed-
load of about
See,
2
I left some whole. So
2 per cup of the finished product.
yeah. I left some of them whole so they'll have more texture to them. That still doesn't have enough. I'm going to add a little bit more black pepper.
Yep, now I started to say that
Because
while
we
ago, 'cause I
like-
love the pepper.
We love pepper in our tuna chowder.
Now that looks like it's got some pepper in it.
You want to see the pepper in it. All right. Ooh,
Is it warm enough
good.
as far as the red pepper, the pepper sauce?
Well, the black pepper is going to add a little bit
Add a
more
little bit
heat.
to it too.
Nope. I'm going to add a little bit more. Now this, y'all, you can add cayenne, which would be hotter than this that I'm putting in there. And I like the Louisiana hot sauce because it's not so vinegary. I find that Tabasco and others have more vinegar in them, and I like the Louisiana because it doesn't have the vinegar.
All right, I'm ready to eat.
I know, but oh my. Now that's it. That is perfect. Okay. It's got to get a little bit hotter, just a little bit hotter.
But not a boil.
Oh no, do not boil your milk. You do not want to boil it, but you do want it hot.
So don't walk off and leave it.
Oh no,
is
do
the
not
lesson.
walk off and leave it. When you see little bubbles coming up around the edge, that is when you turn it off and take it off the burner. Because it will boil. Look at that. I'm going to get our bowls while that's... All right, don't let it boil, honey.
She's walking off. We just told her not to walk
You're
off.
standing there. You're standing there. So...
Yeah, but I'm the kitchen clown. I'm not the kitchen cook.
Don't you let it boil. All right, y'all look at that. I'm turning it off right now.
There's just a few bubbles right around the edge of the
Yep.
pan now.
Yep.
Okay. Gracious, Rose.
And let me tell you something. This is good tomorrow. This is good leftover. Wow.
It's mostly good now. Anytime that now is.
Y'all look at this.
Anytime you can get a bowl of it.
Look at
Oh, gracious.
tuna chowder.
You gonna make any zero carb keto crackers?
Nope.
Okay, we're just gonna
We're just gonna eat it.
we're
like
gonna do
this.
like this. Okay, but you can make the little out of your.
Yeah. Wait. Just hold on. I'll show them how we'll do it.
Takes 45 seconds to turn.
Y'all know my zero carb tortilla shells here. It's like, it would be like kind of eating saltines with it. And if you want to put a little butter on it and put some salt, that's fine. But we don't do that. Take them apart. I'm gonna put one at the time.
The glycemic load of the milk is almost zero. So you're essentially looking at the equivalent of about 2 carbs per serving here.
40 seconds. All right, I'll get some of this bowl. Y'all.
Smells good too.
Look at that.
Whoa.
You talk about good. Now, Roy and I love, and you have to have a big enough spoon. This is a little bit bigger than a regular eating spoon. Your regular eating spoon is this. It's about twice as big, but you do want a bigger, you want a soup spoon. I don't have soup spoons, so I use these as our soup spoons. All right, let me do another one. 40 seconds. Give it just a few seconds and it'll crack. I'll show you.
It'll come out too hot to handle too.
Yeah, it is hot right now. It's got to cool off just a little bit.
Why don't you go ahead and taste of it while the other one is cooking?
I will.
I mean, that just looks like it needs tasting of now.
Okay. Y'all.
It's fall.
It's fall, it's cool, it's crisp.
It's delicious.
Now let me tell you,
It's quick.
it's quick, it's easy. What else could you want?
And you can do it anytime, any night because it's so quick to come in and do.
Listen,
Look at that
you
cracker.
hear that? You see that cracker?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want a little butter and salt on it, so you'll have a little salty, but you don't need it because you got enough salt in your so
But if you do, butter it and salt it. Oh my.
that's our cracker
Ooh.
right there. Okay, y'all.
This is mine, Grandma.
All right, I know this one's
Oh.
mine. Y'all.
She made this up about 3 weeks ago. And tonight I said, honey, you have not cooked that tuna chowder. You have got to cook it.
Grief, y'all.
You got to show them how.
Wow. That is so good. Now, if you don't want to use whole milk, take heavy cream, do 1.5 cups of heavy cream, 1.5 cups of water. And it will be the same consistency as your regular milk. So that is if you don't want to use the whole milk.
That is so good. Those beans have thickened it up some. Your radishes do the same. Onions.
Yum.
Oh my.
Look at that cracker.
Oh my.
I just crumble my cracker up in mine like that. And y'all.
This is mostly tuna and onion flavor. There's not a lot of other flavor in there.
I could drink this out of a cup. The onions are still
Al dente.
al dente kinda. Man, they are so good. Okay, y'all, I gotta get off of here.
This
I
is
gotta
good.
finish eating mine.
We got to go to the table before we get messy.
All right, food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. Make you some tuna chowder. Low glycemic load, gluten-free, no sugar added. So good. Lots of flavor, lots of, oh, I forgot to put my garlic. Hey, it's delicious without the garlic. I will put the garlic in the recipe though. It's like half a teaspoon of
It
garlic.
probably would give it a little more because I
Half a
don't taste it
teaspoon
now
of
that you
garlic.
mention it.
Yeah. So I just got so excited about what I was doing, I
Boy,
forgot it. So
This is good.
all right. See y'all later. Love you.
Tuna time on Grandma Rose's.